What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. In Theaters Friday is the new film Bad Times at the El Royale, which stars the likes of Chris Hemsworth, not Josh, John Hamm, I meant to say, as well as Dakota Johnson and all. But Jeff Bridges is also in this, and Jeff Bridges, he's been in the game for decades. I mean, he's such a good actor. He's an Oscar-winning actor, but he's been around pretty long, like a long time, and so I decided to do my top 10 favorite Jeff Bridges movies. All right, with that being said, here's my top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 is a John Carpenter directed movie called Starman, which got released in 1984 and starred Jeff Bridges as the Tyrell, who pretty much falls in love with this girl named Jenny, who's like the widow of a late guy who he inhabits the body of. Now the film also had Karen Allen from Indiana Jones fame. Jeff Bridges was amazing in Starman. This is such a really good love story. It's a classic. They're also supposed to be remaking Starman, which I'm okay with. I think an updated Starman could probably work in modern culture. But the original Starman is really good. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's a really nice movie. All right. Coming in at number 9 is actually a recent one. It got released last year, called Only the Brave, and was like a firefighter film. And this is really good. It's pretty sad, to be honest with you. But Jeff Bridges was amazing. You also had the likes of Josh Brolin, Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly, Taylor Kitsch was in this. Now, the story, this is based on a true story, but man, the story in this is really heartbreaking. I mean, yeah, it's a really good movie, to watch. It's really, some inspirational stuff in it. Like I said, it's a pretty sad film to watch, and it's really hard to watch at times. But yeah, check out Only the Brave. It's also directed by this director named Joseph Kosinski, who also directed Bridges in Tron Legacy, and he's directing the Top Gun sequel. Joseph did a really good job with this. And yeah, check out Only the Brave if you haven't. All right, coming in at number 9 is actually is pretty much a film that won Jeff Bridges his first Oscar, and that will be the 2009 movie Crazy Heart. Which was directed by Scott Cooper, who also went on to do that Johnny Depp movie Black Mass and Hostel. Now, Jeff Bridges actually plays a country music legend named Bad Blake, who reduced to playing dives and bowling alleys. And he also meets Jean Craddock, played by Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's a reporter who has come up to do a story on him. And there's like a romance that begins. Now, Jeff Bridges probably gave one of his best performances in this film. Now, if I was to do my 10 favorite Jeff Bridges performances, this would probably end up being in my top 5 instead. But if I'm just doing my 10 favorite Jeff Bridges movies, I'll probably add this at number 8, because there's a few other films that kind of like a little more than Crazy Heart. Jeff Bridges could also sing. When I first saw this, I never knew how much of a good singer he could be. Well, I'm not really sure if that's really his real singing voice or not, but he did a really good job. If you guys haven't seen Crazy Heart, the movie turns 10 next year. It's a really good movie. and it had some good performances. Like besides Bridges and Gyllenhaal, the cast in this also include the likes of Colin Farrell, Robert Duvall. Really good cast, and it had some good music in it too. All right, coming in at number 7 is the film Seabiscuit, which is of course based on the iconic like the iconic racing horse. Like Jeff Bridges pretty much plays a businessman who's coping with tragedy of his son. He also had the likes like Tobey Maguire was in this, Chris Cooper. Now, Jeff Bridges, Tobey Maguire, and Chris Cooper all try to help Seabiscuit, to win races and all. This is a really good inspirational film worth checking out. Bridges, Maguire, and Cooper were all good in this. William H. Macy and Elizabeth Banks was in this. It was also directed by Gary Ross, who went on to direct The Hunger Games, and he's doing that Charlie's Angel. Oh no, not Charlie's. He recently did that Ocean's movie. My bad. Elizabeth Banks is doing Charlie's Angels, but Seabiscuit is such an inspirational film worth checking out. Movies like this is kind of why I love movies, because I mean, you always gotta love a good inspirational film. All right, coming in at number 6 is actually 2008 Iron Man, which of course started the MCU really. Now Jeff Bridges actually plays the main villain in this, and I gotta say he's kind of underrated as term villain go. Like when you think of the MCU villains, there's of course Loki and all that. No one never really talks about Jeff Bridges' villain role. I thought Jeff Bridges was a pretty good villain in Iron Man. Of course, my favorite villain out of the Iron Man, like my favorite Iron Man villain in the franchise will probably actually be Whiplash. But Bridges was still really good as a villain. Too bad they never brought him back. I wouldn't mind seeing Jeff Bridges come back as the villain for the next one. All right. Coming in at number 5 is True Grit, which was directed by the Coen brothers, who worked with Jeff Bridges once before. Now, Jeff Bridges starred as the role of Reuben Cogburn, who was once played by John Wayne in the original. This film also had Hailee Steinfeld, and this was like Hailee Steinfeld's first feature film. And since then, she went on to do music. She did stuff like Edge of 17, and she's a really talented actress. And she's a good singer too. I thought Hailee Steinfeld was amazing in this. She actually scored her first Oscar nomination for this movie. And I think Jeff Bridges scored a Oscar nomination for Best Actor. Josh Brolin and Matt Damon was also in this. The Coen brothers did a really good job at directing. It had a good score. It's actually one of the few remakes that I find should be a little better than the original. Like, if you guys still haven't seen the remake of True Grit, it's a really good Western. The original is good too, but the remake is actually slightly even better. All right, coming in at number 4 is the 1989 film The Fabulous Biker Boys. which starred Jeff Bridges alongside his brother Beau Bridges, who play like two brothers who have performed together in a small town but successful. They also are like piano players, and they also fall for the same woman played by Michelle Pfeiffer. Who doesn't have a crush on Michelle Pfeiffer? She's a dynamite. But Fabulous Biker Boys is a really good movie. It's Jeff Bridges and Beau Bridges both had good chemistry with one another. Of course, they're brothers, so of course they'll have good chemistry. Their dad is also legendary actor Lloyd Bridges, so talent pretty much runs in the Bridges family. Yeah, Fabulous Biker's Boy it's a classic. It's not really a film that really holds up today, but it's still a really good 80s film worth checking out. All right, coming in at number 3 is actually another recent one. It's a 2006 film. 2016 film, my bad. For Hell or High Water, which I believe got nominated for Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Oh yeah, got a nomination for Best Picture, and Jeff Bridges scored an Oscar nomination, I think, for Best Supporting Actor. Oh yeah, for Best Supporting Actor. Hell or High Water was actually one of my favorite movies of that year. It's an amazing movie. I mean, Jeff Bridges pretty much plays the town sheriff who tries to track down two bank robbers, played by Ben Foster and Chris Pine. Jeff Bridges probably gave one of the best performances of his career in this movie. I thought he was terrific. It had good pacing. Foster and Pine was both amazing in this movie. If you guys still haven't seen Hell or High Water, check it out. It's an amazing movie. Actually, I think I probably already said this, but it was in my top 10 favorite movie of 2016, and it's still there. It's dynamite. It's fantastic. Sorry about that. Yeah, Hell or High Water is really good to watch. All right, coming in at number 2 is Tron. I'm gonna go with the original. I probably could have gone with Tron Legacy as well. I'm gonna go with the original, which got released in 1982. Now, Tron is a classic. It's pure sci-fi, pure entertainment. Now, if you guys have not yet seen the original Tron, give it a go. The effects is kind of outdated, but the movie itself is still fantastic. And Tron still holds up as a really good sci-fi movie. It's a really fantastic movie. And Tron Legacy was also good. I still will be down to see a third one, but Tron Legacy didn't do all that well, so I don't know if we'll ever see a third one down the line. But who knows? Maybe they'll make one. All right, coming in at number 1 for my favorite Jeff Bridges movie, I'm the Dude. You guys probably know what I'm getting at. My number 1 favorite Jeff Bridges movie is The Big Lebowski. I mean, this movie was also directed by the Coen brothers, and the cinematographer in this was Roger Deakins. Oh man, this is a fantastic movie. I love The Big Lebowski. Besides Bridges, you also had John Goodman, who was awesome. Tara Reid was in this. Julianne Moore, Steve Buscemi, John Turturro, the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman. Sam Elliott was in this movie. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of Coen Brothers' best work. You know, it had some pretty cool lines in this. Jeff Bridges was just amazing as the dude. Now, Big Lebowski, believe it or not, the film actually turns 20 this year. That's how old this movie is. But Big Lebowski is fantastic. For every reason, if you guys still have not seen The Big Lebowski, check it out. I'll be down to see probably like a sequel down the line, but I don't know if a sequel ever happened. There was actually a spin-off coming with John Turturro that's been in the works for a while, so at least we'll get to see something something new in the Big Lebowski universe. But yeah, Big Lebowski is amazing. And Jeff Bridges was awesome. I think he's got an Oscar nomination for this movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like I said, if you haven't seen Big Lebowski, watch it. It's awesome. Okay, that's pretty much it for my 10 favorite Jeff Bridges movies. Let me do the rundown. Number 10, Starman. Number 9, Only the Brave. Number 8, Crazy Heart. Number 7, Seabiscuit. Number 6, Iron Man. Number 5, True Grit. Number 4, Fabulous Biker Boys. Number 3, Hell or High Water. Number 2, Tron. And number 1, The Big Lebowski. There's a few others that I could have added. Could have also added Tron Legacy. He was in Against All Odds, King Kong, the 1976 one with Jessica Lange. Oh, Seventh Son, no thank you. Fisher King was really good. Last Picture Show he was in. Stick It is actually a pretty decent movie. Arlington Road he was in with Tim Robbins. Blown Away with John Travolta. Jag Edge, the one he did with Glenn Close. They're actually remaking that one with Halle Berry. Kind of interested in that. The Contender is a pretty good one. Kingsman Golden Circle is actually decent. Stay Hungry with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he's been in lots of interesting stuff. But let me leave it to you guys. What are your favorite Jeff Bridges movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.